put Carroll at USC today, like I think that Lincoln Riley is just a far better option for the Trojans if you were to compare, Pete Carroll versus Lincoln Riley in 2022. I don't think they exist on the same plane. I don't think their chances of success would be relatively equal. I think Lincoln Riley gives USC a far better chance of succeeding.
Without a game to be played yet at Oklahoma fans would tell you after their shock and dismay for several days to weeks that they're happy that Brent Venables is the coach, and we'll see if that works out because there's a defensive-minded first guy, and they thought that Lincoln Riley's approach was too soft and his teams were too soft. I think you need both. It's football. It's a physical sport. It always will be, regardless of rules changes. But at the same time, you generally don't beat other teams of like talent by slamming the ball between the tackles. I'll try to rein together a lot of things that went through my mind during what you just explained. One being that if you buy into what Matt is saying, which I do to a certain extent, I think it's a little more complicated than that, but I buy into much of it. It's ironic that Pete Carroll lost his second Super Bowl by opting to throw in a very obvious running situation, of course, with Marshawn Lynch. Also, that those USC teams, for as great as they were and for as dominant as that run was, it was this close to being like it was historically dominant, but I mean, without question, the greatest run in college football. They come within seconds against Texas in the Rose Bowl when Vince Young scores to beat them. They have a team in 07 that finishes with the same record as the national champion. They could have been in a BCS championship game, and they typically would drop a game to an Oregon State or pick your mid-level Pac-12 school that derailed them. And the same thing in 2008. They finished with the same record as the national champion, Florida Gators, and could have played in that championship game. And even the 2003 split championship, of course, everyone wanted to see an LSU-USC matchup that particular season. So it could have been some just ridiculous run of national titles. And 2006 as well, in which they were right there.
And just the main point there, and we've said this before on the Voice of College Football, is that if we had the 4-team playoff during the Pete Carroll era at USC, I mean, he very likely wins at least 2 more national championships than he actually did, because you did not beat Pete Carroll generally with a month to prepare. I mean, Vince Young was the exception at Texas, and it took, a superhuman game from him and a missed blocking assignment on the 4th and 2 with Reggie Bush not in the backfield. I mean, just a few small plays away from, having a 35-game winning streak and 3 straight national championships, 2 straight BCS, but 3 straight if you count the AP national title in 2003.